oracle cards I'm going to be looking at. There are 52 cards in here, and a guidebook, and it's by Jessica Roux. Inspired by history, folklore, and mythology, artist Jessica Roux's debut oracle deck transports seekers to another time and place, offering insight rooted in the magic of flora and fauna. Now I also have her ornithography book and floriography. I love her illustration style. Okay, here's the guidebook. I have always been fascinated by animals. As a child, I spent my time outdoors picking cicada shells off trees, catching fireflies, finding salamanders hiding under rocks, and painting what I saw. On the rare occasion when I wasn't outside, I was curled up indoors with a book. I loved escaping the mundane by discovering Aesop's fables, imagining a life on the farm of Charlotte's Web, or wishing I could meet the shy badger or a silly toad from The Wind in the Willows. I was drawn to animals in a way I could not understand, wishing to talk with them as I did my own friends. In a way, Woodland Wardens is an attempt to rekindle communication with my oldest companions, both real and imaginary. Pairing animals with plants came naturally to me, even if gardening didn't initially. As a child, I loathed the Sunday afternoons we spent planting. I didn't enjoy the feeling of dirt under my fingernails or the sunburns that crept over my face, neck and arms. However, I adored the flowers. I filled notebooks with drawings of roses, ferns, and buttercups. And when I found myself living in a small apartment in Brooklyn, trying to make it as an illustrator at the start of my career, the thing I missed the most about my home was the flora. The giant magnolia trees, their swollen buds waiting to burst forth with large waxy flowers. I became enraptured by the Victorian language of flowers and began working the meanings of the blooms and herbs into my illustrations. I even became an avid gardener. When it came time to move, I made sure to find a place where I could grow anything I wanted. My garden has become my greatest comfort in times of darkness. Flowers ignite a light and joy in me to which nothing can compare. Historically, humans have always been in conversation with nature. From the Lascaux cave paintings of huge bison to ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs of cats and falcons, it's easy to see that animals played a central role in our early development. And we've been assigning meaning to both animals and plants since the dawn of time. Many of these meanings derive from characteristics of the plant or animal. For example, an aloof cat may symbolize independence, while a bluebell, bowing gently at its stem, may indicate humility. Other meanings draw more heavily from myths, legends, and folk tales. Over time, stories of sly foxes, wise owls, and patient turtles have informed our understanding of those animals. Likewise, we've learned from ancient tales about fairies who made their homes in the blooms of foxgloves. Pairing plants with animals in a complementary way to offer a deeper truth, invite understanding, or inspire reflection is a natural expression of my own story, as well as that of the wider world. So it's kind of her little introduction. How to use the cards and guidebook. Alright, so I guess you just shuffle the deck and draw a card, and then you look in the guidebook to see what that card means. So you have the mouse and the buttercup, the cat and lavender. These are decently thick cardstock. I like the back. It's a really pretty green. The spider and passion flower. The hare and oak. The bear and cedar. The sheep and blackberry. The frog and lotus. The chipmunk and laurel. The elk and ash. The weasel and pine. The duck and chrysanthemum. The goat and willow. The lizard and pitcher plant. The moth and eucalyptus. The vulture and asphodel. The deer and oat. The crow and dogwood. The salamander and black pepper. The boar and pumpkin. The bat and hellebore. The cayman and poppy. The skunk and magnolia. The owl and hop. The hound and pear. The marten and foxglove. The wolf and rosehip. How many were there? 52. So there's 52 in all. That's just a few of them. I think these illustrations are so beautiful. And again, I really like the quality of the paper, or the cardstock. Alright, let's shuffle them. I don't know how you shuffle oracle cards. Can you shuffle like playing cards? They're a little bit thicker, so I don't know. I'm just going to draw a couple and read their entry from the guidebook. I think I'm going to draw 3. I don't really know. I think it's different than tarot. Alright, first card, it's upside down. The snake and fern. Neighbors are yelling again. The snake and fern calls us to start anew, regularly shedding its skin. The snake is a symbol of rebirth and transformative healing, and in many cultures the fern is associated with new life and new beginnings. To the Maori of New Zealand, an image of the unfurling silver fern frond, or karu, is a central motif indicating growth and a return to one's origins. Together, the snake and fern inspire confidence as we start over or embark along a new path. Oh, I see. Upright. Wait. Upright, a rebirth is imminent. Summon the magical protection of the fern and wriggle free of old trappings. So it was initially like this. Does that mean that? Is that what it means by up? No, I think upright would mean this, right? This would be reversed. Reversed, you may be feeling meek or feel fearful in the face of necessary change. Remember that all things must come to an end, and endings needn't to be sorrowful. I cannot talk today. As the snake loses its skin, revealing a new layer of healthy scales, you too must shed what no longer serves. Can I grow by returning to my point of origin? Who or what protects me when I shed my skin and become vulnerable? Alright, so that was the first card. Let's do the next one. The Vulture and Asphodel. 14. Meaning upheaval. The vulture and asphodel indicates an unforeseen upheaval leading to grief, mourning, or regret. The vulture is often associated with death, but it plays an important role in our ecosystem. Its consumption of carrion, the decaying flesh of animals, prevents the spread of disease. Relatedly, in Greek myth, asphodel was said to grow in the underworld, and to the Victorians it sent the tragic message, "My regret follows you to the grave." Often what follows upheaval looks like ruin, and it's tempting to clear the rubble and start again. The vulture and asphodel reminds us that there is value in what's been lost. Take time to grieve before you rebuild, lest you harbor regret. Upright, a trauma has occurred and you need time to grieve. Cleanse your wounds carefully before attempting to move on. And the third one, the raccoon and sycamore, curiosity. That is 33. The raccoon and sycamore calls us to explore. It reminds me of Pocahontas. Sycamore and raccoon. The raccoon and sycamore calls us to explore a thrilling new interest, idea, or opportunity. Raccoons are intelligent creatures, dexterous and eager, often likened to bandits due to the mask-like markings around their eyes. They are quite lovable rascals, rarely seeking to cause harm. Like the raccoon, the sycamore tree is associated with a desire to learn and to know. In the Bible, a man named Zacchaeus climbs a sycamore tree to get a better view of Jesus as he passes through the town of Jericho. Jesus rewards the man's curiosity by visiting his home. Upright, you are well equipped to explore uncharted territories. Climb high into the tree of your interests, bounding from branch to branch. Now is an auspicious time to discover new truths about yourself and your abilities. Okay, I'm going to pull one more. The badger and ginkgo, healing wounds. And that I apparently didn't shuffle it very well because I pulled a 34, 33, and 32. Ginkgo is a sacred and ancient tree. Fossil records show the tree first arose in the Jurassic period, millions of years ago. Native to Asia, the ginkgo is a symbol of peace and hope in China and can be seen in temples and gardens in Japan. The badger, in contrast, is known to be hot-headed and aggressive. Due to its speed and tendency to roam at night, the badger is often cast as a sinister shapeshifter in European and Asian folklore. Tempered by ginkgo, the badger invites us to reflect on harm we may have caused and seek to heal old wounds. Upright, your actions have hurt someone. Apologize and take steps to right your wrong, setting the stage for healing. Consider whether your own wounds have led you to inflict pain on others. And the reverse, is someone has hurt you. The person in question may not be aware of their wrong, but your pain is undeniable. Be gentle with yourself, lick your wounds so they can heal properly. I'm going to reshuffle and pull 3 decks. Because I think the upright in reverse. Can only happen if you shuffle in this area. Alright, I think that's good enough. The Beaver and Birch, number 30. The beaver works hard to build the lodge where it raises its young, using twigs, grasses, rocks, and mud. It constructs a safe environment for its family as well as a natural habitat for migrating birds. Birch trees symbolize new beginnings, and they seldom grow alone. In medieval Europe, they were used as maypoles in pagan celebrations of midsummer. Because their wood was gosh, I cannot read today, I'm telling you. Because their wood was thought to protect the young and ward off evil spirits, it was often used to build cradles. Upright. Now is the time to focus on nesting, homesteading, and settling down. Decorate and tend to your environment in a way that supports a feeling of home. Okay, but the reverse is more like me. You may be feeling reclusive like a hermit in your cave. Consider planning a trip. Your spirit will benefit from a time of travel and self-discovery. That one sounds more like me. I'm a hermit, for sure. Okay, then we get the Chipmunk and Laurel, number 7. Yeah, I should probably read the instructions at some point. The chipmunk and laurel symbolizes a new venture that will surely lead to success. The chipmunk often takes the road less traveled, finding hidden pathways and adventure along the way. The laurel is a symbol of victory used to crown the winners in the ancient Olympic Games. Together they tell us to take charge of our destiny, carve our own path, and find success. Upright, forge a unique path toward your desires. The road to achieving your goals is hardly ever straight and easy, but the journey is ultimately rewarding. On the reverse, this can be a sign of stagnation. You may feel frustrated, stalled, or set back. Think about the clever and enterprising chipmunk. What lesser-known pathways could lead you to your goal, or how might you redefine success? The other day, there was a chipmunk in my yard gathering bird seed from underneath the feeders, because the sparrows, when they are feeding, they literally just shovel seed to the ground. Like, they just are constantly shoveling seed to the ground looking for, I don't know what. But it's funny because if there's any birds below, like, they'll look up like so indignified, like, excuse me, you're shoveling that on my head. But anyway, chipmunks and squirrels will come and forage the seed up from the ground as well. And and there was a chipmunk. I just looked out the window and there were no birds. There wasn't anything there but one solitary chipmunk. And he was standing there with his cheeks full. Like, it was so funny. Like, I've never seen a chipmunk with cheeks this full. And he was just standing there in a daze, staring off into space. I was just like, are you okay, bro? Like, he looked like he was just in a food coma or something. And I actually got nervous because I went to take a picture of him. And I noticed that he was like shaking. So I was like, oh no, is he like having an episode or something? So I went out to make sure he was okay, but he darted away. It was the funniest thing. The snail and huckleberry trust in the invisible. And that is wait, what? Oh, that's an L. Wait, oh no, oh my gosh. That's an X. Am I going blind? I swear, I just can't read. That would be 12, right? Unless that is. No, that's. Wait, yes, it is an L. It is an L, so that would be 40. Wait. Is XL 40? Wait, let's see. 36, 7, 9. Yeah, must just be 40. Okay. The determined and deliberate snail carries its home on its back. While it may seem like a simple, humble creature, the spiral of its shell portends great mystery, representing the cycle of life. Like the snail, the huckleberry is sometimes associated with smallness and insignificance. A huckleberry in late 19th century slang was a person of little consequence. However, it is a powerful fruit that grows plentifully, offering life-sustaining nutrients to both humans and woodland creatures. Together, the snail and huckleberry invite an appreciation for what is beneath the surface and trust in what cannot be seen. Upright, now is a good time to follow your bliss, trusting in invisible supports. With great risk comes great reward, and reverse. You are relying too heavily on physical proof. Grow quiet and observant. Allow subtle clues, even feelings and intimations, to guide you. Okay. When I was a kid, I was terrified of snails. So freaking terrified. I would get trapped outside because I'd look around and find myself surrounded by snails. So I'd just start screaming for my mom to come get me because I was so deathly terrified of snails. I don't know why. I don't even live where they get enormous. Like, they were just tiny little grass snails, you know? Like the ones you see if you go out in the grass. Like, these were not Leviathan snails or anything. They were no colossal beings. Like, they were just tiny little snails. But I was terrified. Alright, the elk and ash. Strength, and this is going to be the last one. And it is number 8. Number 8. Elk are colossal creatures crowned with substantial antlers. Known to cover great distances over difficult terrain, they are symbols of strength and endurance. Likewise, ash trees are sturdy and resolute, able to flourish even in harsh environments. Upright, you are called to gather your strength ahead of a challenge. Face it with confidence in your own stamina. Tame any unruly elements that try to derail you. Reverse, you may feel overwhelmed in the face of a challenge that seems impossible to overcome. Call on the spirit of the elk and ash. Ask to be reminded of your own strength. That's funny because I actually do have a challenge coming up that's going to require a lot of strength and stamina. And the elements could get unruly, and if that happens, it will be even more challenging. So that actually really fits. Okay. So that is it for these for today. I might take them out again for a future video. Pull 8 different cards. But yeah, I thought these were really beautiful. The same author slash illustrator is actually releasing a tarot deck as well. Or I believe it actually already released recently. I purchased these a while ago. I'm only just now getting to them. But I've been meaning to take a look at these for quite a while. And when I did purchase these, I saw that, I think I purchased them back in July and saw that there was a tarot deck being released. But I can't remember if it said August or September and what exact date. So it might already be released by now. Alright, I'm just going to put these back in the box here. And the guidebook. But as always, thank you for watching. I hope that you'll join me for the next one. And until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night.